I poured my savings into my sister Emily's wedding. Paid for the venue, the catering, even her dream dress. She was my only sister, and I wanted her to have everything she ever wanted. Then, a week before the wedding, I got a call. It was my mom. Her voice was oddly clipped. "Sweetheart, about the wedding. It's family only." I blinked. "I'm family." Mom sighed. "Well, technically, but it's more immediate family. You know, parents, grandparents. The ones who really matter." I laughed, thinking it was a joke. "I paid for the whole thing." A pause. Then my sister's voice, sharp and cruel. "And we appreciate it. But, honestly? You've always been kind of an outsider. You're not married, no kids, you don't really fit. So, just know your place." "My place." I said nothing. Let the silence settle. Let them think I accepted it. The wedding came. I wasn't there. But something else was. As they all raised their glasses for the grand toast, the doors burst open. A team of men in suits strode in, wheeling in carts covered in silver trays. Confused murmurs filled the hall. Emily's perfect smile faltered. Then the men lifted the lids. Empty plates. Empty champagne flutes. A single, elegant card placed in the center of each tray. Emily snatched one up, her fingers trembling. "Dear family only," she read aloud. "Since I was not deemed family, I have revoked my financial contributions. This includes the catering, which has now been cancelled. Enjoy your meal." Gasps. Outrage. My mother paled. My father stammered. Emily's fiancé, now husband, turned to her, confused. Guests started murmuring, some even laughing. And just as I planned, the chef, the very expensive chef, walked in, bowing slightly. "As per the change in financial arrangements, the contract has been voided. If you'd like to reinstate the service, payment is due immediately." Emily shrieked. I turned off my phone and went out for a steak dinner. I enjoyed my steak. Savored every bite. Let the chaos unfold without me. My phone buzzed relentlessly, calls from my mother, my father, even some of my so-called family-only relatives. I ignored them all. Then, a text from Emily, "You ruined everything." I smirked. Typed back, "No, you did." Then I blocked her. Hours later, I got a message from my cousin, Jake, who was at the wedding. "Jake, dude, your sister is losing her mind. She and her new husband had to scramble to pay for the food on the spot. Your parents refused to cover it because it wasn't their responsibility." I laughed. "Me, how did they pay?" Jake, her husband's parents pitched in, but they were pissed. "Apparently, they thought you were still invited. They had no idea she cut you out after you paid for everything. Now they're questioning the marriage, wondering what kind of person she really is." Oh, that was sweet. That was the cherry on top. Later that night, another message, this time from my father. "Dad, come to the house. We need to talk." I considered it. Then remembered how quickly he and Mom had sided with Emily. How they had told me, "It's family only." I typed back, "Sorry, Dad. It's family only." Blocked him, too. And just like that, I walked away from them. Emily got her dream wedding, just not the one she imagined. The days after the wedding were eerily quiet. No more calls. No more texts. It was as if they finally understood, I was done. Then, a week later, a knock at my door. I opened it to find my mother standing there, her expression tight with barely concealed anger. My father was behind her, arms crossed. And Emily, oh, Emily. Her eyes were red, her lips pressed into a furious line. "Can we come in?" my mother asked, her voice clipped. I leaned against the doorframe. "Why?" Emily shoved past her. Because you humiliated me, she snapped. In front of everyone. I raised an eyebrow. You uninvited me from the wedding I paid for. She scoffed. And you couldn't just take it gracefully? No, you had to be petty. You ruined my big day. I smiled. No, Emily. You did. I just made sure you felt the consequences. She opened her mouth, but my father cut in. We want to fix this. I laughed. Oh, do you? My mother sighed dramatically. You're still our son. No, I said, crossing my arms. You made it clear that I wasn't family. That I didn't fit. Now, you're here because your golden child made a mess, and you want me to clean it up. Again. My father pinched the bridge of his nose. You're overreacting. Emily smirked, arms crossed. Yeah, you always were dramatic. That did it. I straightened, my voice cold. You know what's dramatic? Disowning your own brother for no reason. What's dramatic is thinking you could use me and throw me away. I turned to my parents. And what's dramatic is showing up here now, when you need something, instead of when you should have stood by me. Silence. Then Emily scoffed, rolling her eyes. Ugh. Fine. Whatever. Just give me the money back, and we'll call it even. I blinked. Excuse me? The money, she repeated slowly, as if I were stupid. For the wedding. Since you backed out, you should at least refund me what you paid. A beat of silence. Then, I laughed. Hard. I stepped back and motioned toward the door. Get out. My father frowned. Come on, son, get out. My mother glared at me but took Emily's arm, dragging her toward the door. This is why no one wanted you there, Emily hissed as she passed me. I grinned. And yet, I was the only reason you even had a wedding. She stormed out. My parents followed. I shut the door. Locked them all. And for the first time in my life, I felt truly free. A month passed. Silence. Blissful, uninterrupted silence. No calls, no messages, no forced family guilt trips. It was as if they had finally accepted that I was done with them. Then, one evening, an email popped into my inbox. Subject *, we need to talk. From * Emily. I almost deleted it without reading, but curiosity got the better of me. I hope you're happy. You've completely alienated yourself from this family. Mom and Dad are furious. I had to go on my honeymoon with less money because I had to cover wedding expenses you were supposed to pay for. You're selfish, petty, and childish ***, but fine. You win. Let's put this behind us. I'll be the bigger person and offer you a chance to make things right. There's still a way for you to redeem yourself. Let's meet for coffee and talk about it. I stared at the email, genuinely amused. She still didn't get it. I typed back. Emily, I think you misunderstand something very important. I don't need to redeem myself. I didn't lose anything. You did. You lost a brother who was willing to do anything for you. You lost my respect, my trust, and any support I would have given you in the future, ***, you called me not family. Now I'm treating you exactly as you wished. Enjoy your life. We have nothing to discuss. I hit send. 2 minutes later, another email. You're so full of yourself. Mom was right, you've always been jealous of me. Good luck dying alone. I laughed out loud. Blocked her email. Then I stood up, stretched, and made myself a cup of coffee. I wasn't alone. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. A year passed. A full, peaceful year without Emily, my parents, or the suffocating toxicity they brought into my life. I thrived. Traveled. Made new friends. Focused on my career. My world was brighter, lighter, without the weight of their entitlement dragging me down. Then, one evening, I got a text from an unknown number. "Hey, it's Mom. Call me. It's important." I stared at the screen, debating. Against my better judgment, I replied. "What do you want?" Her response came quickly. "Your sister is pregnant. She wants to reconnect. Let's put the past behind us and come together as a family." I laughed. A full year of silence, and now that Emily needed something, again, they wanted me back? No, a moment later, another text. "Don't be like this. She's having a hard time. Her husband lost his job, and she's struggling. This is a chance to fix things. Family forgives, no matter what." I sighed. Same old manipulation. Same old guilt tripping. I typed back. Family supports each other, no matter what. I did. You didn't. Enjoy your family-only moments. Blocked the number. And just like that, I chose myself, again. And I never looked back. Another year passed. Life was good, better than it had ever been. No more forced obligations, no more family drama. Just peace. Then, out of nowhere, I got a message from my cousin, Jake. Jake ***, hey, man. Thought you should know, Emily's husband left her, ***, I blinked at my phone. Me ***, what, Jake ***, yeah. Apparently, things got bad. Money problems. Arguments. He packed up and left last week. She's a mess, ***, I leaned back, thinking. This was exactly what I had expected. Emily had built her life on entitlement, on using people, taking what she wanted, and expecting no consequences. But real life didn't work like that. Eventually, people got tired. Even the ones who once adored you. Me ***, why are you telling me this, Jake ***, because she's asking about you. Says she wants to talk ***, of course she did. Me ***, what does she want, Jake ***, she didn't say. But I think you know, ***, I did. She wanted another bailout. Another sacrifice from the brother she had thrown away. I thought about it for a moment. About the years of being the afterthought, the wallet, the sibling who was only family when it benefited her. And then I made my decision. Me ***, tell her I said no, a pause. Then, Jake ***, that's it, Emmy ***, that's it, Jake didn't argue. He just sent a thumbs up. I stared at my phone for a long moment, then smiled. I had finally learned. Some doors, once closed, should stay closed. Months passed. Emily never reached out directly, and I never gave her the chance. I thought I was finally free. Then, one evening, there was a knock at my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. Cautiously, I checked the peephole. Emily. I almost didn't open it. Almost walked away and pretended I wasn't home. But some part of me, maybe curiosity, maybe closure, made me twist the handle. She stood there, looking nothing like the sister I once knew. Her makeup was uneven, her hair was unkempt, and her once proud posture had slumped into something tired, something desperate. "Hey," she muttered. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "What do you want, Emily?" She swallowed, glancing down at her hands. I wanted to talk. I said nothing, waiting. A sigh. Then, her voice cracked. I screwed up. For a moment, I felt something, sympathy, maybe. But then I remembered. I remembered the sneer in her voice when she told me to know my place. I remembered the wedding I had paid for, the family that discarded me. I remembered every manipulation, every guilt trip, every selfish demand. "You did," I said simply. She nodded, biting her lip. "I was awful to you. I know that. And I don't deserve anything from you, but… her breath hitched. I don't have anyone left. I studied her. This wasn't the Emily I knew. The smug, entitled princess was gone. What stood before me was someone who had hit rock bottom. But that wasn't my problem. I sighed. Emily, you made it clear that I wasn't family. That I didn't belong. And now that you're alone, now you want me back? Tears welled in her eyes. I don't know what else to do, she whispered. I have nothing. For a split second, I considered it. Considered letting her in, helping her, being the sibling she had never been to me. But then I remembered, people don't change unless they want to. And Emily only wanted me now because she had no other choice. I exhaled. That's not my problem anymore. Her lip trembled. Please. I shook my head. You told me to know my place. I do now. And it's far away from you. Her face crumpled. For the first time in her life, she truly looked defeated. And I didn't feel guilty. Not even a little. I stepped back, gripping the door. Goodbye, Emily. I shut it. Locked it. And as I walked away, I felt nothing but peace. A few days passed. No more knocks at my door. No more messages. Emily was gone. I thought about her sometimes, in quiet moments. Not with regret, but with finality. She had made her choices, and I had made mine. For once in my life, I had chosen myself. Then, one evening, as I was unwinding after work, my phone buzzed. A text from Jake. Jake, hey. Thought you should know. Emily left town. I frowned. Me, what do you mean? Jake, she packed up and left. No one knows where she went. Mom and Dad are freaking out. I stared at the screen. Emily? The same Emily who always needed attention, always needed validation, always needed someone to take care of her, had just disappeared? It didn't sit right. Me, did she say anything before she left? Jake, just that she was done trying. That she had no one left. A strange feeling settled in my gut. Not guilt. Not sadness. Just a quiet, heavy weight. I had no doubt that Emily's departure was another act of manipulation, a final, dramatic move to make people feel bad for her. But this time, I wasn't playing along. I had given her a chance, many, in fact. She had squandered every single one. So I did nothing. Didn't call. Didn't text. Didn't search for answers. Emily had always wanted control. Now, for the first time, she had to face life without someone else carrying her. And I had finally closed the book on her. For good. Months passed. Life moved forward, as it always does. Emily never returned. At first, there were whispers, family gossip about where she might have gone. Some said she moved to another city, trying to start fresh. Others believed she was waiting, lurking in the shadows for the right moment to come back and beg for help again. But she never did. And I never looked for her. Mom and Dad tried, of course. Sent me guilt-laced messages. She's still your sister. She's lost, and she needs you. Family forgives. But I had learned. Family isn't about blood. It's about choice. And I had chosen peace. So I ignored the calls. The messages. The desperate attempts to drag me back into the chaos. Then, one day, Jake sent me a final text. Jake ***, she's not coming back. You were right to walk away, ***. I stared at the message for a long time. Then, without hesitation, I deleted it. No anger. No resentment. No relief. Just closure. Emily was gone. And I was free.